What's up, guys? Mark and Becky. Mark
Hi.
from Destiny and Becky the Boss Girl. Actually, that's a good channel.
Should I change it?
Becky the Boss Girl.
Okay, I'll change it. It's still cringe to say out loud though. It's fine when you're writing it down. But
Becky the Boss Girl. That's in it. Anyway, I'll put a link to her channel in the description. So we want to talk about eBay's
returns, automatic returns.
yeah, the automatic return policy, right? Now, okay, if you want to explain,
So they
this
changed-
happens both in eBay.com and eBay UK.
Yeah, so before if someone wanted to return something because they just changed their mind, and obviously if they just changed their mind then they have to pay for return shipping if you have your account set up that way. You would have to approve it first, so then you would send them a returns label and you could charge them for it, or get eBay to just send them one and charge them for it, or contact your source. But now they just automatically, if they're willing to accept responsibility to pay for it, they automatically, eBay just gives them a returns label and it's to your address, like that you live at rather than your source. So, you're just gonna have stuff turning up at your house basically.
And they pay, how much they pay for it? In
I
the
think
UK
it depends
at
on the
least?
weight, like £3 or £6. Like
Right.
not the weight, the pound sterling.
All right,
Yeah. three
English money
English
thingies.
pounds, or 6 English pounds.
Right, so it's not expensive, so a lot of people are just gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
And we had when did it happen?
Maybe like a month
Yeah,
ago.
not that long ago.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, so it happened, I remember when it happened, I didn't really think about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in Destiny, I saw in the past week, I saw a lot of people posting about it. Someone even posted a solution. I'm trying to remember what it was.
What I've seen in some like other dropshippers, because in the UK, if you're a business seller, you have to have your business address listed in, so everyone can see it. It's UK law. And what I've seen some people put is their business name, and then the second line of the business says not a returns address, so that when the person automatically gets it, they'll see on the address it says not a returns address, and they'll probably contact you.
Ah, okay.
I've
okay,
seen some
okay.
people do that. I've only had it happen once, and I just messaged them and said like, we'll be able to process this much quicker if
If it's shipped to
you
this
let
other
us do
address.
this label. So then that was fine.
Okay, yeah, so, alright, so I will give you guys, do you use the automatic messaging when someone buys an item?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will give you guys a couple things that you could do to kind of get around this, right? When someone, eBay has, like, in your preferences, in the settings, when someone buys an item, you could send them, like, a thank you message, or basically it's a thank you message. Thank you for being a customer, we want to keep you happy, blah, 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 right? What would help is that in that communication, you add about the returns, right? You could talk about it being a small family business, so they feel like close to you.
Yeah.
Be very thankful, but what you want to do is add about the returns. You could explain that the items come from various locations, so if in any point you would like to process a return, we would provide the shipping label. Just simply send a message and we'll provide the shipping label, right?
Yeah.
What I find interesting about this is that this is exactly what the fuck Amazon does.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of the ways that Amazon tries to restrict drop shipping, because whatever address you have is where they automatically, like, there's no option in Amazon to send a shipping label, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm drop shipping, I use a friend of mine's warehouse, so when people return, because he does big Amazon FBA, so when people return the item, it goes there.
Okay.
And that is one of the challenges that some people that want to drop ship on Amazon come across, because on eBay, where you do have the option to communicate and send stuff, Amazon, that's just not the case.
Yeah.
Like, what used to happen is at my aunt's house, shit just used to show up. And like, when I stopped it, because one time a futon showed up and she was just like, my aunt is 70,
Oh, God.
right? So I can't ask this fucking, and her daughter is a fucking psycho. So I either have to ask my 70-year-old aunt to take
To
the
move a
futon
futon.
back, or accept that a fucking daughter is gonna steal the shit. So that's some of the challenges I was going across. But yeah, I find it interesting that eBay is basically copying fucking Amazon.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the good thing about it is the 99% of buyers who want to return something will just lie
Message it.
and say there was something wrong with it, so that they don't have to pay for
Right,
it.
right.
Which is fine by me, because all of my sources do free returns. So I don't fight with them if they lie and say there was something wrong with it when I know there wasn't. They just wanted to return it. because it's free anyway for me, and I'd prefer them to lie than it to automatically be sent to my address. So
yeah, most of the time I don't again, I don't do really customer service anymore.
Yeah.
But when I did, most of the time, 90% of the time I wouldn't argue. But
Yeah.
if I'm in a bad mood, I'm a very emotional person. You all motherfuckers could see this on the video, right? So if I'm in a bad mood, I'll take it out on my eBay customers sometimes.
do that.
Well,
That's why
sometimes,
you don't do customer service anymore.
right? Because that shit stresses me the fuck out.
Yeah. I like say it out loud and then I type really, really nicely, but out loud I'm like, oh my god, you're an idiot.
Right, and like I would, if someone tries to resend something, and especially now that eBay feedback doesn't affect the seller standard.
Yeah, but still.
I know, I'm
I'm
fucking.
at 100% positive and I'm trying to keep it that way for as long as possible.
Okay, well I'm an idiot. And another thing I do to take out stress, and I made this in past videos,
I saw this.
is I will call customer
Yeah.
service of Walmart or
I
Amazon
haven't done
and
that.
curse them out.
I haven't done that, but I definitely get more, like, if I'm passing on the query to the source and they're being annoying, I'm more arsey with them because I'm like, you really are annoying. Like, just return it, just sort it out. And I had something that didn't turn up from Argos, and it was showing that it had turned up. And I did 3 days in a row. I messaged them, and they were like, "Oh, we're trying to call the store," and I just got really arsy with them. I was just like, "This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just refund me my money. This is unacceptable." But it is unacceptable. So as the customer, I think that was justified. But I don't just call them up just to.
Yeah, I mean that. Okay, so that's how like when I see like negative YouTube reviews, YouTube comments, it doesn't really bother me.
Oh yeah, no.
Because it's like when I'm in a bad mood, I'm just like fuck you, right?
No, but that's different. YouTube's like they
It's
come to your channel.
It's a little different, but that's how I make me feel okay about Christian out of Walmart. I feel bad now that now I've seen it out loud and now that you're here.
But have you worked like in a customer service role?
Fuck no, I will lose my mind.
Right, so it's
because
not
you
fair
only get
then.
bad shit.
Only people who've been there should be able to like be fair. I hate it when people are mean to like customer service, like just overly.
No.
mean.
I was a manager at Target for like 3 months.
Yeah, but you're the manager, so you just send the sales assistants to deal with the abuse.
yeah.
I know, because I've been the sales assistant.
I guess I'll stop calling Walmart and Amazon and
People do not get paid enough to deal with your nonsense.
yeah, because Carlos was a customer service person for Amazon,
Dealing
making
with people
$800
like
a
you.
month.
Right, and you're just destroying his day.
I remember I called. This is
too long a video now.
But still, I remember I called. This is my last madness, right? I think the last time I did it and I felt bad, I had called. It was Walmart. And I told the girl she had a fat voice.
And so now she's depressed.
I feel so bad.
To women, like at least try and get a guy. And
I mean, I just called and it's a bad mood. I'm not gonna call back and be like, "Hey, I want to curse the guy out." Like, get the fuck. If I'm in a bad mood, like, fuck you.
That's terrible.
I'm sorry.
So say sorry, call back and be nice to people.
Ah,
Hi there, I hope
okay.
you're having a great
So for
day.
Christmas, I will call all the customer service people and tell them to have a great day.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, hopefully, subscribe to my fucking channel. Look in the description for Becky's channel and free shit, like free training and stuff. Have a good one. Later.
Bye.